Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to the channel. You know it is JJ with you once again. And if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. Don't forget about your notification bell because if you do, then you won't know when I post the next video. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to look into, I took a couple shots on my phone me installing the Thermalright 360 AIO cooler. I got it installed. It's just I'm gonna have to take you guys through scene by scene and let you see what I got cooking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through a montage and show you what I got cooking. So after that, then we'll get right back into business and then I'll tell you the reason why after we get done with all this montaging, testing, and whatever. We're just going to do a little bit of testing to see what we got as far as temperatures on the 360 rad. So let's go ahead and just get into the montage and I'll show you guys what I had done. And after that, we'll get into the testing. And then after that, I'll give you my conclusion and tell you what's cooking from there. So stick around. It's going to get interesting. Well, before we get into the testing, I wanted to explain something to you guys. I had to take my this was my main PC for editing and stuff like that. I didn't have a second PC to do the recording of the breakdown and the disassembly and the reassembly of the new Thermalright 360 AIO. which I took out the deep cool T240 AIO. That's what I was trying to show through the montage. So I just gave you guys a glimpse of what I did to take it out and put it back in, go from 240 to 360. So I just wanted to give that explanation to you guys so you understood what I was trying to do. But now what we're trying to do is we're going to do on screen. I'm going to run Cinebench. Well, actually, no, I'm going to I'm going to run Cinebench, and we can look through Cinebench and see what the testing results are. I'm not going to run it too long. I'm going to run it for, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and get to the action screen and see what we got cooking. Okay, I'm glad you stuck with us this far. Now we're going to take and push a little bit of Cinebench. So let's go ahead and rock with it and see what it does. I opened up HW info as well. Hopefully you guys can see it. I got all the trimmings on there so you guys can see what's going on. And it's pushing pretty hard from what I see. So let's go ahead and get through this testing a little bit. And what I might do is I might speed up the testing so that way we get to the end a little bit quicker because it's a 10-minute test. So here we go. Well, I hope y'all don't mind. We had to speed that up a little bit. So let's go ahead and get my face back on the screen and continue the little party we got going on right here on the channel. So let's go ahead and get back on it. There we go. We got my face back on it. So let's go ahead and move this over down here. We'll move my face out of the way. So right here, I blew up a picture for you all, so this way we can see it a little bit better. So the purple line right here, this right here is your minimal, and this is your maximum. So it looks like the minimal was running at 43 degrees Celsius, and the maximum was running at 75 degrees Celsius, with the average at 63 Celsius. So I expected it, and believe it or not, it cools off really quick. So yeah, I could be wrong, but truthfully, looking at this and knowing what my 240 was doing, wow, between the 240 and the 360, just like the air cooler. Wow. I'm running things through my mind right now, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me for a moment. So we can see right here what the benchmarking is. Boom. We're done here. We're done with this. We're done with this. We're done with this. We ran it for 10 minutes. So we know we're done with it. So in 10 minutes time, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, just say around 74, 75 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. I would imagine that it would stay right about there from, from 10 minutes to like maybe 10 hours. Who knows? It shouldn't get much more than that. So after 10 minutes time, it shouldn't get much more than that. So, all righty. Let's go back to the main screen and I'll tell you guys one thing. All right. I know I sound like I was hesitating, guys. And yeah, I was hesitating, believe it or not, because I know the results of the 240 and I know the results of the air cooler when I first started. And that was 6 heat pipes. And believe it or not, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the undervolting. It could be too. Oh, I have to get this out of my way. Could be the undervolting that's keeping it at a steady pace. Alrighty, this is future me breaking in really quick. I want to tell y'all something. The difference I found in the coolers, the radiators, was that the 240 was hotter than the 360. The 360 mil radiator was a lot cooler than the 240 and definitely was way cooler than the air cooler. So it's not so much that they're controlling the heat, it's the dissipation of heat that I had a problem with. So looking at it, this 360 is a beast. And I put my CPU through hell, and do remember, undervolting lowers the temperature. So with me undervolting and running this 360 and hitting it as hard as I could with a hammer, obviously it worked really well. So don't get it wrong. Let's get on through the video. So that's what I'm thinking is happening right now. So, I mean, when I game, it's going to be a little different than when I'm running Cinebench. Cinebench is taxing it hardcore. So I just wanted to see what it'll hit on the max. But for gaming, I don't foresee it having any problems at all. And plus the heat was spreaded all the way through the whole radiator. Very happy there. The RGB seems to be working with no problems with the Asus motherboard. And I know you guys are going to wonder, well, how come I got two sets of fans, a set of fans that's the same and one that's different. Well, the thing is this. I don't have an extra one of those fans to make the complete set. I would have to buy 3 more and then plug it in to make it a whole complete set. But for now, the fans that I got up there, those fans will spin out at 2,700 RPMs while the the Thermalright 360 AIO fans are only doing 1600. So what my mind is that air pressure and everything else, it's in a perfect spot, right next to the front fans pulling in the air. I don't want it to pull the air out too much in that first radiator, first set of radiator, the first 120 millimeters. I want it to gradually take it out. I want the two in the back, the three in the back, I want it to pull the air out. But the one that's in the front, I just want it to trickle the air out little bit by little bit. That's fine with me. And plus, it doesn't take away from the temperatures and everything else. And the radiator seems to be running really cool. I mean, it didn't get blastly hot like the 240 does. You know, when I go in, I hit it hard like that. It was getting just like really hot. So this 360 is a gem. Even though even though it'll hit the max at 75, but that's on Cinebench. But I guarantee if I ran the 240, it would have been in the 80s. So 6, 7, 8 degrees drop. It's pretty good radiator, I would say. So, but anyway, guys, that's all I got for you right now. We'll talk more about this on Saturday on the live stream. So make sure you remind me about that too, in case I forget, and then we'll talk more about it. I think I got some more information that I'm going to bring about this AIO cooler. So make sure you bring your A game when it comes to Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you guys stay safe and have a great day. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time, and the next video, you know what it is, and we'll see you on the next one.